Hello and welcome to part 2 of Let's Play Island of the Lizard King by Ian Livingstone. At the end of the last part, I was about to decide whether to keep going west or to go northwest. Just before I do that though, I'm going to use 3 of my provisions to get some health back. So I'm going to put my stamina up to 15 because I'm adding 3 lots of 4, which is 12 to 3, which is 15. I'm going to put it there from now on because I don't want it going all the way to the right over there because it's ridiculous. Anyway, but we're down to 6 provisions now. Okay, so I'm going to decide to go west, turn to 229. Here we go. As you hack your way through the thick undergrowth, you hear the distant sound of drums coming from where you saw the smoke rising. If you wish to head southwest towards it, turn to 337. If you prefer to keep heading west, turn to 113. We're going to head west, 113. Slowly you hack your way through the dense jungle, not really certain of the direction in which you are heading. Later you catch a brief glimpse of the sun through the trees, enough to orientate yourself, and turn to head west, turn to 7. So we're going to 7, automatically. Pressing on further west, you notice that the ground is becoming wetter and softer. Soon you are ankle deep in water, the trees thin out, and you find yourself wading through thick black mire. The marshland stretches out in front of you as far as you can see. Suddenly you hear the sound of squelching behind you and are surprised to see a strange creature run past you. It is small with green reptilian scales. Its arms are long and hang down to the ground, and it moves rapidly over the marsh on its webbed feet. It pays you no attention. If you wish to call out to the creature, turn to 317. If you prefer to keep trudging west, turn to 158. So we're going to call out to the creature, 317. Ah, yes, the marsh hopper. I remember that picture from when I was little. There it is. I really do love the illustrations in this book. The creature halts suddenly and looks over its shoulder to stare at you in bewilderment. Its wide mouth opens and a pink forked tongue darts out and recoils just as quickly. Its big eyes look full of sorrow, but then you realize that the creature is a cunning marsh hopper. Despite their pathetic appearance, marsh hoppers will often lead unwary victims into the lairs of carnivorous marsh beasts for the price of a few scraps of meat. However, no creature knows how to cross treacherous marshlands better than a marsh hopper. The marsh hopper beckons you with its head to follow it across the marsh. If you wish to follow it, turn to 58. If you wish to continue west alone, turn to 158. We're going to follow it, so go to 58. Sinking knee-deep in the slimy marsh, you struggle to keep up with the agile marsh hopper. Suddenly, it turns south and once again beckons you to follow it. If you wish to keep following the marsh hopper, turn to 235. If you wish to keep heading west, turn to 37. We're going to stop following the marsh hopper now because I think it leads us into a trap, so we're going to turn to 37. Although you are expecting some terrible beast to rise out of the water, everything remains calm. Gradually the ground becomes firmer underfoot, and soon you are out of the water and walking through thick mud. Keeping a watchful eye on the terrain and sky, you are unaware of the disgusting soft bodies clinging to your legs. It is only when you notice some discomfort that you look down to see the giant leeches wrapped around your calves. Roll 1 die and add 1 to the number rolled. This is the number of giant leeches clinging to you. Lose 1 stamina point for each and a portion of your provisions. You need salt to get them off your leg. If you're still alive, turn to 280. Okay, so we're going to roll 1 die. Yeah. And we get a 4. Just get rid of the buzzing there. I don't know if you can hear that, but... Yes, so we've got a 4. We're going to add 1 to that, making 5, as the thing says. And then we are going to take that off our stamina score, giving us now 10. And we have to take some provisions off as well to get the leeches off us. So we're down to 5 provisions now, which is a bit annoying. I might as well use another provisions to get us up to 14. I mean, you know, because I am a bit low now. So get up to 14. And there we go. Okay, so we survived. If you are still alive, turn to 280. So we're turning to 280. There we go. Okay, after checking yourself carefully to make sure you are finally rid of the parasites from the marsh, you continue west across the muddy plain. Ahead you see 2 hills and you decide to walk towards the gorge dividing them. Turn to 362. There we go. The ground rises and you are at last away from the difficult terrain. The jungle and marsh are behind you. Grass and flowers make the island appear lush and beautiful, but you know you cannot afford to relax. It is not long before you reach the gorge and see that it runs between several hills in a westerly direction. If you wish to walk down the gorge, turn to 40. If you would rather climb the hill to your right, turn to 194. So we're going to climb the hill to our right and turn to 194. Okay, you walk along the side of the hill following the route of the gorge. Looking over to the hill on the far side of the gorge, you suddenly see a landslide start, sending rocks and boulders crashing into the gorge. Although you are not enjoying the tiring climb, you are relieved that you were not in the gorge. Add 1 luck point. We can't do that because our luck is already at maximum, so that's a bit of a waste, never mind. If you still wish to walk along the side of the hill above the gorge, turn to 83. If you now wish to risk walking down the gorge, turn to 382. We're going to carry on walking along the side of the hill. So turn to 83, and we get the side of the hill is quite steep, and you lose your footing on some scree. You tumble over and slide down the hill. Test your luck. If you are lucky, turn to 334. If you are unlucky, turn to 281. Okay, so we have to test our luck. Just to remind you of how this works, we have to roll 2 dice, and if the score we get from the 2 dice is less than or equal to your current luck score, then you're considered lucky. If the score you get from the dice is greater than your luck score, then you're considered unlucky. Now this is quite annoying, this paragraph, because if you're actually unlucky, it actually turns out better because you manage to get a helmet, which once we wear it, it enables us to win any the first round of any battle automatically. But if we're lucky, we can't get it. So it's a bit annoying that gameplay mechanic there, because it's actually better to be unlucky than it is to be lucky. But if we are unlucky, we still have to lose 2 stamina points, I think. But it turns out better because we get the helmet. I don't think you can get the helmet any other way. So it's a bit annoying that. Anyway, so we're going to test our luck. So we're going to roll 2 dice and hope that we're actually unlucky. But I imagine we won't be because it's pretty unlikely. But anyway, roll 2 dice and we get 10. We nearly were unlucky, but 10 is equal to or less than our current luck score, which is 10. So we're considered lucky. But when we test our luck, we have to take a luck point off. So now we're down to 9. Okay, so we were considered lucky. So 334. Is the next paragraph. You stretch out your arm and manage to grab a bush to stop yourself rolling down the hill. Lying on the ground, you see a hollow under a rock, but it is too dark to see inside. If you wish to reach into the hollow, turn to 145. Don't do that; it's very nasty, believe me. I think it's a rattlesnake or something like that, and if your stamina score isn't above a certain really high number, then you automatically die, I think, or something like that. It's pretty nasty because it bites you. Anyway, if you wish to reach into the hollow, turn to 145. If you would rather walk carefully down into the gorge to continue west, turn to 119. Is that what it says? 119, yeah. So we're going to go to 119 now. And if we were unlucky before, we eventually would have come to this paragraph anyway. Anyway, 119. In the fine sand on the ground, you notice traces of old footprints leading out of the gorge. They end abruptly in front of you, and there are signs of a struggle. 2 pairs of footprints lead back down the gorge, with 2 straight lines behind them, as though their owners have dragged a body behind them. As you follow the trail of the footprints, you catch sight of a shiny object in the sand. You prod it with your foot and see an oval snuff box made of brass. Picking it up, you see that it has a hinged lid. If you wish to open the snuff box, turn to 41. If you would rather throw it back into the dust and continue to follow the footprints, turn to 325. We're going to open the snuff box. We can't resist it, so turn to 41. Inside the snuff box you find a small gold nugget and a piece of paper with a message scrawled in charcoal, which reads, "If you read this, it will mean that I have failed in my attempt to escape from the slave mines of the Lizard King. My raft is hidden beyond the gorge where the plain meets the river. If you are here to help us, please follow the river upstream until you see the mud huts. The slave mines are nearby, but beware the lizard man guards." You fold up the piece of paper, put it in your pocket together with the gold nugget, and continue to follow the footprints. Turn to 325. So now we have a gold nugget, so we'll write that down. Or type it down, and we also have a note, so put the note down as well. Okay, so I don't know why we don't get a luck point for that, because it's pretty lucky finding a small gold nugget. Anyway, turn to 325. Oh, this one's a bit blurry. The ground underfoot becomes rockier, and the footprint trail you have been following disappears. In the distance, you hear a faint rumbling. Could it be the yawning of an awakening volcano? You hurry on down the gorge, but are stopped in your tracks by the sight of a huge reptile blocking your path. You stare incredulously at the armoured beast, which appears some 6 meters in length. It is a giant lizard, and it sees you as a source of food. You must fight it. Giant lizard, skill 8, stamina 9. So let's just put that down. I hadn't done that in advance. Giant lizard, skill 8, stamina 9, and I'll put enemy attack and my attack underneath like that. And yeah, let's do this. So I roll for him first. My skill is 10 and my stamina is 14, so I should beat this, but you know, nothing's certain. So its skill is 8, is that right? Skill 8, stamina 9. So let's do this. Right. Roll 2 dice. Okay, it gets a 7 for that, so 15, and I get 10, which is 20. So 15 to 20. 15 to 20. Oh, whoops, put that in the wrong place there. Didn't mean to do that. So now stamina goes down to 7 because I won that attack round. Let's do it again. And we get 8, that's 16. And I get 9, that's 19. So 16 to 19, so I win again. Let's just write that down. 16 to 19. So it's now down to 5. This is going well so far. Famous last words, as always. Okay, and again, it gets 5, that's 13. For some reason I couldn't work that out. 13, and I get 3, that's 13. Oh, so it's equal. So no change. That's a bad omen, I think. So 13. And again, 12. Knew that was a bad omen. 12, it gets 20, and I get 10, that's 20. Oh, blimey. What are the odds? 20. So 20 to 20, so that's 2 draws in a row, so no change. At least I haven't lost any stamina. Okay, it gets 5, that's 13. I get 11, that's 21. So 13 to 21. 13 to 21. That means its stamina's down to 3. This is going good. Going well, rather. Need an adverb, not an adjective after a verb. Anyway, yeah, this is going well, so next one. He gets 10, that's 18. I get 6, 16. I knew something bad would happen. So 18 to 16. Right, to 16. And then I lose 2 points of stamina. And it's taken down to 12. I'm not sure if you can hear that annoying buzzing that the dice program's making, but it is tremendously irritating. Anyway, it gets a 5, that's 13. And I get a 5, that's 15. So that's 13 to 15, so I win that one. Good. 13 to 15, and it goes down to 1. So just one more round, hopefully. It gets a 4. That's 12. That's completely removed the buzzing. That's 12 for the lizard, and I get 5. That's 15 for me. Buzzing's come back. So 12 to 15, and I win. So that's down to 0 now, so the giant lizard is dead, and it hurt me once. Let's just get rid of the buzzing. There we go. Okay, so if you win, turn to 196. We did, so we're turning to 196 now. And here we go. You step round the huge body of the giant lizard and press on down the gorge. At last the gorge widens out to become a grassy plain, and the hills are soon behind you. Not far away, some 10 meters to your left, you see a pond where many birds are drinking. If you want to drink at the pond, turn to 128. If you would rather continue west, turn to 222. And we're going to drink at the pond, so turn to 128. Maybe it will get me some stamina back, where weirder things have happened. So the water in the pool looks cool and refreshing, although you are a little perturbed at the layer of green algae which floats on the surface. Pardon me. As you bend down to drink, a jet of liquid shoots out of the pond towards you from a wide green mouth which suddenly appears in the water. Roll 2 dice. If the number rolled is the same or less than your skill, turn to 248. If the number rolled is greater than your skill, turn to 351. Okay, so our skill is currently 10. So we need this number to be, what was it again? Same or less than your skill, so equal to or less than. So I'm rolling how many dice again? 2. Yeah, 2 dice. Okay, so 2 dice. Please. Yes, good. 7 is equal to or less than 10, so just get rid of the buzzing again. It's really annoying, that. Okay, so less than your skill, turn to 248. Yep. Okay, you duck below the jet of liquid and jump back to draw your sword. You stand ready to dodge the next jet of sticky acid being spat at you by the huge spit toad in the pool. Suddenly it leaps out of the water in an attempt to kill you with its spiked teeth. Okay, we have to fight a spit toad, so... Yep, let's fight the spit toad. It has skill 5, stamina 6. Let's do this now. So, spit toad. Spit toad. Oh, I shouldn't have any problem. No, I just said sit toad. Spit toad. Skill. Didn't put a colon. Skill 5. Oh, that is annoying. Stamina. Stamina 6. Enemy attack. My attack. And let's do this. Right, so it's unlikely I'll be hurt in this, but stranger things have happened. But up to 2 dice and gets an 8 for that, so it's on 13, and I get 6, 16. So 13 to 16 to 16, and stamina goes down to 4 because I won that. It gets a 6, that's 11, and I get 7, that's 17. So 11 to 17. 11 to 17. And it goes down to 2, of course, and you forgot to do that. So just one more hit, and the spit toad is dead. It gets 8, that's 13, and I get 8, that's 18. So 13 to 18. And that's the end of Mr. Spit Toad. So goodbye. No, I don't need a comma, do I? Yep, so that's the end of Spit Toad. Just get rid of the buzzing by doing that. Okay, and if you win, turn to 21. Which we did, so we're turning to 21. You sheath your sword and walk over to the edge of the pool. If you still wish to drink the water, turn to 92. If you would rather head off west again, turn to 222. We're still going to drink the water, so 92. Please get some health back, please. The water is refreshing to drink. Add 1 stamina point. Oh, just only 1? Alright, that's better than nothing, I suppose. Better than losing stamina. Okay, so up to 13 now. So 13 stamina. Yeah, add 1 stamina point. While drinking, you notice a wooden casket lying on the bottom of the pool. If you wish to wade into the pool to reach the casket, turn to 259. If you would rather head off west again, turn to 222. We're going to reach for the casket. 259. Can't resist it. 259 for the casket. Knowing that spit toads never share their watery domain with others, you wade confidently into the pool and pick up the casket. Back on dry land, you prise the lid off with your sword and tip the contents onto the grass. They are a glass phial containing a coloured liquid, a velvet pouch, a pair of red leather boots, and a gold ring. Ooh. Will you drink the liquid in the phial, open the pouch, try on the boots, or put the ring on your finger? We are going to, and this is because I've made notes on this before, and we're going to take the boots and the pouch, and that's about it really. The liquid's nasty, and the ring is nasty as well, I think. I can't remember how, but I just remember that they are quite nasty. So yeah, we're going to open the pouch first. 26. Here we go. You open the pouch and look inside, but cannot see anything. It is totally black inside. You decide to drop a stone into the bag to see what happens. The stone disappears from view, and the pouch does not become any heavier. You have found a pouch of unlimited contents. Add 1 luck point. Oh, good. We can actually do that this time. So our luck goes back up to 10, like so. Just for next time, put the comma there. Good, luck point. Yeah, the pouch will enable you to carry large and heavy objects simply by placing them inside. These objects are actually transported to another dimension and will weigh nothing inside the pouch, but can be retrieved at any time. If you have not done so already, you may drink the liquid in the phial, try on the boots, put the ring on your finger. If you do not wish to carry out any of these actions, you may continue your way west again across the grassy plain. We are going to take the boots as well, though, so turn to 94. The boots fit your feet perfectly. You run around in a circle, but nothing good or untoward happens, so you decide to leave them on. If you have not done so already, you may do the other thing. Just a second, I'm just going to put down I've taken the boots. So put boots. Oh, and we have purse of unlimited contents. I'll just put that now. Purse. Is that what it was called? A purse? I can't remember. I'll just go to the pouch. 26 quickly. Have a look, see what it's called. Forgot to write it down. Yeah, it was called a pouch. Sorry, a pouch of unlimited contents. I do apologise for hardcore fans of this game. For my heresy. Anyway, so pouch of unlimited contents. Good job I checked there. Pouch of unlimited contents. There we go. And we got the boots. So we don't want anything else. So we're going to go to 222 now. Yeah, if you do not wish to do any of these things, you may continue your way west again across the grassy plain to the 222. To your left, you see movement. A small creature is running across the plain. As it approaches, you see that it is a small pig. The thought of roast suckling pig makes your mouth water. If you have a spear, turn to 342. If you do not have a spear, turn to 167. We do not have a spear, so turn to 167. You run after the pig, waving your sword in the air, but it is too agile. It scurries off across the plain and is soon out of view. You slow down to walking pace and continue west, still thinking about the succulent roast dinner you might have had. Turn to 170. And we will turn to 170 in the next video, because this video has been going on now for 24 minutes, just gone. So thank you very much for watching. As a person who doesn't really like to harm animals, I'm not a vegetarian, but I don't really like the thought of killing a poor little pig. I don't actually eat pig meat anyway, so I'm not a hypocrite in that regard. But yeah, I don't eat anything pig. So yeah, I don't really like the thought of killing that poor pig. So I'm glad I didn't have a spear. Anyway, we will turn to 170 in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. and I hope you enjoy and watch part 3. Thanks again, and goodbye.